this piece. Next, heartfelt gratitude goes to Brian Van Fleet for the lengthy drum solo that brought us to this day. And also to my husband Ken, who kept our daily life rolling, and to everyone, all of you from Oregon State University who rallied to support this tribute. Thank you. I'm not quite done. In addition, the sculpture would not exist without the artists and craftspeople of Rhinemuth Bronze Studios and Imanali Design. Many are here today, professionals who are also friends, who work diligently and closely with me to beautifully accomplish the metalwork, stone finishing, assembly, and installation. Their work juggling hundreds of pounds of delicate metal, along with two-ton stones, was heavy lifting in the truest sense. For me, it is never work working with you all, and I remain lastingly grateful. Now to everyone here, please accept my appreciation for coming to welcome Dick Fosbury's sculpture to the Oregon State campus. It was my great pleasure to make it and also to share it with you now.
Let's give Ellen one more hand. Congrats, what a great Want to introduce to you another great student athlete. Is no right to ultimately introduce Dick, and that's Steve Priest. Steve was an outstanding quarterback for us on the Giant Killers team in 67, 68, 9 years in the NFL, is a member and inductee into the Oregon State Hall of Fame and the State of Oregon Hall of Fame as well. Let's give a hand to Steve Priest.
This reminds me of the track meets when Foz was actually jumping. Excuse me, this reminds me of the track meets when Foz was jumping. The pit would be here and people would be everywhere, and there'd be one long line that went about Poling Hall, and Foz would be out there rocking, getting ready to run. That was after he'd perfected the style. I'm here today to really talk for our classmates, class of 65, and those great years with Foz. We all came in together as freshmen. There was a difference. The tall, skinny kid from Medford who had the unusual jumping style, there was a difference in what he thought and what we all thought. None of us thought we could change our position, change our sport, change everything around us, and make it something better. And Foz always did. It didn't necessarily have to be the high jump. He looked at things in general around the world and did that. When we got here in 65, Foz had already been involved in Fosbury plot, but it wasn't even called the plot by then. He was still working at it. And I don't know whether you've heard how it happened, but it's maybe the most interesting thing of all. He was jumping as a sophomore in high school in Medford, a big, as you know, athletic school and with a great athletic history. And Foz was trying to find himself like we all do, and where his sport was, where he was good, and he tried football and basketball, and he was high jumping. And his max height was 5'4" at that time, and he was the scissor guy. You know how you remember the scissor, and you'd run parallel to the bar, and you'd go up in the air, and your legs would scissor, and you'd go over and come down, and you'd be standing up when you came. And Foz was able to go 5'4" there, and he was in a meet, an 8-way meet in Grants Pass, an invitational, and he'd never scored a point for Medford at that point in time, right, Foz? And he's at the meet, and he finds out that the first height that he's jumping at is 5'4", his max. And he's lucky enough to clear it. And as he clears it, he hits his bottom on the bar. And he thinks to himself, my feet get way over this bar. I've got to get my butt higher. And as he got to 5'6", in midair, Foz leaned, laid back on his back, flipped his butt up in the air, and went over. It was literally described later as a decision that he made in midair. This is how high school. I mean, really, it's the truth. He made 5'6", made 5'8", made 5'10". He went 6 inches higher than he'd ever gone before in that meet. Nobody knew what to call it. It was the flip. They were even tried to rule it as illegal, saying he didn't go off of 1 foot. All kinds of different things, but he kept getting better. He kept changing it. He went from a sideways run to and then forward, and then it came to a big J, and he got farther away and increased his speed because he knew that speed could offset force and power and give you a higher height. So he made all these changes, and when he got to Oregon State in 1965, he ran into a bunch of guys in his class and our athletic teams that believed they could do a lot in those days, but nobody believed they could change their position, they could change their sport like Dick Fosbury. We watched him, and he was a sense of pride for us as athletes at Oregon State. Dick was a part of what we did as an athletic department, as every team, from track on down. It was truly remarkable. Fos was so close to our football team, to make extra money, he held the chains on the sideline. He was there when we beat SC 3-0. He was, a very special friend to so many of us, that we made him as a part of our teams. We made him an honorary giant killer several years ago. He's been to all our reunions and comebacks and so forth. And when this happened, we all said, nobody killed giants like Dick Fosbury. He was an amazing guy. You've heard the way he performed in the Olympics and the trials. He had the trials actually stolen from him once. He won it in LA, had to go do it again because of the altitude levels at Echo Summit. Did it again once on your last jump, I recall, and then won it in the Olympics. And it was a lesson to everyone. That year in '68, when he started to jump, there were the 45 best jumpers in the world. I believe 44 used the straddle. One used that jump. I think there's an analogy made of the Fosbury flop that finally named in '68. And someone said, if you imagine going for a bicycle ride, learning how to ride a bicycle while you're putting the bike together. That truly is how this came about and how he developed it. Everything here was Dick Fosbury. He also, with Bernie Wagner's help, finally, after he and Coach Wagner worked out what kind of stride, what kind of use he was going to make in the long jump, this became a great high jumping school. John Raditich, Steve Kelly, there were many, and they all followed suit. None of them were floppers when they got here, and they all followed Fos. I could go on forever about him and talk about all the things he's done and what he did in a tough time. The Olympics in '78 were a special time because it was a different kind of an Olympics. There were near boycotts, there were racial issues. Dick was a part of all that, and has always stood socially on this campus, even in school, for justice. And I think that's what made him special to us. He was always different. It wasn't just his high jump. That was different enough, but it wasn't just the high jump. He was different in so many ways that we all loved and we revered. So it's my pleasure, is the way I should say it, to introduce a guy who's my classmate, who changed his sport, changed the high jump, and changed the way coaches and players relate forever. In every sport now, players will take the lead and have ideas, and that's because of this guy, our teammate, our giant killer. Dick, come on up, man.
I'm glad Fox went first, because seeing this is like standing on the podium at the Olympic Games, watching your flag go up, playing the national anthem, and the emotions just roll over you, and you really don't know whether you can speak or not. And I'm kind of speechless, but I know that I want to thank Oregon State University. Thank you, President Ray and Director Scott Barnes, and all of the people that have been responsible for putting this together. Ellen has done a magnificent job. It's art, it's engineering, it's structure, and it flows. And I love it. I'm just so impressed, and it's great to be here. This is an amazing day. It's a historic day for all of us. I want to tell you a few things. Some of you have read my book, and thank you for the plug. The Wizard of Oz, and Bob Welch is right behind me, the wonderful author. We worked together, and I think it was his best writing, and really tells the story that was never told about my growing up. My sister and I were born in Portland. My family is here, and I want to recognize my family. My wife, Dr. Robin Tomasi. Where are you, Doc? I lost you. She's over here. She's a UCLA Bruin, graduate of medical school, dental school, and we have a wonderful relationship, and we're so happy to be here at Oregon State. My sister, Gail, is here in the front row. She came with her husband, Jim. Thanks, Gail. My son, Eric, is out here. Eric, where are you? He's here somewhere. He's kind of shy. He's the shy one of the Fosburys. And my niece, Dieta, Gail's daughter. Where are you, Dieta? There you go. Awesome. So we're born in Portland. We migrated south to Medford, where I became a Roosevelt Rough Rider. I was a Hedrick Hornet, and I was a Medford Black Tornado. And I know my Medford boys are here. Where are you, boys? Woo! And here's all red and black. And I know the Medford girls are here too. Can't forget about them. We've got a really great class, and I was prepared to come to Oregon State to study engineering. And here at Oregon State, I became a Theta Chi. With the Dare to Jump t-shirts. That's awesome. And I became an honorary giant killer. I was not an exceptional standard student. Let me just straighten out the record. I was a barely eligible student that got my degree in civil engineering technology, thanks to my professor Hal Pritchett and the engineering school, which I'm very proud, because today I'm a retired civil engineer and land surveyor. And because of my teammates on the track team and the students that I was here with, my teammate John Radicic is here today. I was able to convert him to the Fosbury flop, where he proceeded to break the indoor world record.
Oh.
And our teammate Steve Kelly, men's track team. If I could take 1 second, men's track team, could you stand up and be recognized? Valmer, I saw you here.
Oh.
Thank you, guys. Part of the history of Oregon State when we beat the Ducks. consistently, okay? And so this was an amazing experience for me, and my path was clear. Olympic sport in those days was amateur. I was going to become a professional engineer. I wanted to build communities, design and provide proper infrastructure for healthy communities. So it wasn't a straight path, but it was a path that I was to follow. And on my way, on that path, I became an Olympian. And my life as an Olympian, we have a saying, once an Olympian, always an Olympian. And I've always been an Olympian, and I respect that so much. Thank you. My teammate Tim Vollmer made the team in '72. We know what that experience is like, and it transforms us forever. And one of the things that we learn about is service to society, that we have a role to play. And as an engineer, I understand clearly in protecting health, safety, and welfare. We have a responsibility of what we do on this planet, because as we occupy the earth, we traverse the oceans, the rivers, we fly through the air, and as the oceans warm and the cycles shift, we need to adapt to preserve our environment. Today we've had more fires, we've had bigger storms, we've had smoke in the sky. This is not healthy. We need to work on cleaning up what we are living in, what our environment is.
Yes!
And for you students, you student athletes or students, whatever you're studying, take the opportunities to learn. Broaden your education and your experience. Expand and enjoy your extracurricular activities. Doesn't matter if you sing, you dance, you act, express yourself. Express who you are, because each of us is an individual. As an Olympian, we learn to train for life. It's about our body, our mind, and our spirit. Our body needs training to be able to live a long and happy life. Our mind needs to be trained to be able to control our emotions and learn how to behave. And our spirit that we've been given is important to help to drive us and encourage us to find what our place is in the world. So today, I believe that this statue is it's a reflection for all of us, for all of you students, to inspire, to motivate, and for you to create, to innovate, and always be prepared as they raise the bar. You don't have control over that, and it's going to take great strength. And so, I'm very proud to be a Beaver, and I want to just leave with one thing, and that is, give me an O. O. Give me an S. S. Give me a U. U. What's that spell? OSU. Oregon State. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a great day today.
That is a wrap. Enjoy the weekend and homecoming.